6 o'clock on Thursday, September 11th. And this is the Madison Advisory Budget Committee meeting. Welcome, everyone. We have public tonight. That's very nice. To my left, I have Joe Dame, who's the vice chairman. I'm Sharon Schilling, the chairman. To my right is Doug McAllister. To his right is Deb Parsons, who is the school board representative. And to her right is Jake Bowie, who is the selectman's representative. So if we could stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Deb, you want to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this point, because it is September 11th, if you all don't mind, I'd like to take 15-30 seconds just to have a moment of silence in remembrance of those people who lost their lives on 9/11. Okay. First order of business is the approval of the August 27th meeting minutes. Does anyone have any comments about them? I just had one. Oh, actually two. In the drawdown paragraph at the bottom of the first page, it's a minor. The last line says, Shackford noted that there are still funds expected to, oh, I thought it was supposed to be reimbursed for, okay, never mind, to reimburse the budget from ETS. And then in budget guidance development, the third line down, it starts with from 7% to 10% for 2026. I'd like to add the line, as was indicated by the select board last budget season, because they did agree to that.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was 7 or 8%. It is 7.
It's 7
That's
they went
okay.
to when we were,
Yeah. 10.
we had recommended 8, they went to,
They
used
went to
7.
7. I remember. Okay, now I. Yeah, but I'd like to see the 10, 11%.
Right. Anybody else have any other comments? No? With that, I'll accept the motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Any seconds?
Second.
Joe seconds.
Oh, jumping at it.
Right?
Nobody wants to be first.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous 5-0. All right, that part's done. That's the easy part. And we have public tonight, so please stand up, introduce yourself.
I will.
I think you might need to use the microphone so that anyone who's listening, not for us, but for the television audience.
I think it'll probably pick up from where I am. I think it, I'm sure.
Kasha said there was something wrong with it and it won't stay out.
I think it just got hyperextended last
Oh,
time.
okay.
Oh.
Seems to be staying.
All right.
So if you
It
could
comes
just step
crashing.
closer.
I'll try to make this brief. My name is Noreen Downs. I'm a former member of the Energy Committee that met for several years prior to 2020 when we concluded our work in installing a solar array for the town buildings. And that solar array was contracted through a power purchase agreement. The reason for that was mainly because we didn't have to lay out any capital as a town at that time. Municipal rebates were not available at the time, but a private company could get those rebates. And so Blue Haven Solar, our solar array was installed by Revision Energy, who helped us with the total project. And it has been providing energy to this town hall and to the buildings, the maintenance buildings, transfer station, historical society, on a combined bill. And we have saved money over the years, not a lot, it wasn't projected to save a lot, but we are using energy from the sun The solar array has been producing beautifully for the 5 years. We haven't really seen any degradation. And if you look at the last 3 town annual reports, you will see the report on its production and the savings for each of those years from the Energy Committee, which included myself, Russ Dowd, we were co-chairs, Russ Lanoy of Madison, and Mary Ann Jackson, and I think we had another, maybe Nicole Nordland was a member for a little while.
In the early days.
In the early days. So we sort of phased out as a committee at the time after the installation went in, but Russ and I have sort of kept tabs over the years to make sure that we're getting what we said we thought we'd produce, and we are. So now that we're 5 years old, and Russ and I have been monitoring this, we feel the need to come before you and ask for some direction, because it's a good possibility that there may be a good opportunity to purchase the array from that company and take benefit of all that it produces as a town, and maybe set up a 5-year plan to do that purchase. The amount of the buyout for the array is $90,000 in 2010, at the 10-year mark, so that would be 2030. And so what we're looking to do is to put this before the town perhaps, or get on the CIP, and because we're not on the CIP yet, and start a capital reserve to start putting some money away for that purchase or for other energy improvements in the town. If it turns out that in 2030 it doesn't make sense to purchase that array for some reason, and we just want to continue the contract, then the Energy Committee could make those, help make some of that research, do some of the research, and help this group make that decision, or the town make the decision from a budgetary perspective. So what we're thinking about is a warrant article for 2026, where we would just put maybe 15% of that 90,000, which is 13,500, into the capital reserve next year. And then we've laid out a plan for the next 4 years after that, with 2030 being the target, to either purchase it, and maybe the value will go down, it'll get appraised, that's usually how it happens. But right now, with the contract that we have, the projection was 90,000 as a buyout number. So that's what we're sort of using for now as a projected number. We would also be researching what the ongoing maintenance costs would be when we take ownership, because there might be inverter replacement, and Revision Energy has promised me that they'll get me some kinds of numbers for that. I don't have it yet, but they have committed to getting us some numbers. So we either need to go before the CIP, I guess, or maybe before the selectmen. Maybe we should be reestablished as a subcommittee, energy subcommittee, so that we can be a little more formalized. I guess I'm coming here for the first time because we finally sort of got our act together to kind of be a little bit more formal in what we're trying to present to the town for the next 5 years. And, so we're just looking for some direction as to where to begin from you all, if you have some.
So we've only been leasing this essentially?
It's a contract, yes. Yes, it is a lease. It's a power purchase agreement. We pay Blue Haven Solar quarterly for the electricity produced by the array, and Eversource gives us credit for what it produces, and it goes against our electric bill. So if you take a look at the annual reports for the last several years, you'll see the production rates and what we've made over the years.
If I can jump in, it
Yeah.
really has met all the projections,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a home run to start with,
Yeah,
but it worked. And, you know, it's right on the curve that was projected. I mean, we did spreadsheets, we probably ran about 25, 40 years in addition to revisions, was really the contact. And then the finance people, the money came from another organization that does these things called Blue Haven Energy. So the asset, we do not own the asset. However, we could get more benefit from it. But at the end of the day, and anybody here, if you can get your crystal ball out and tell us where energy prices are gonna be.
Yeah.
So we've had some periods where, under the 6-month energy adjustments that are done under REFPAC through Eversource. There's been some times where, however, when it went to 22.5 cents,
Yep.
We did
we were
really
making
well.
out like bandits on the
Yeah.
deal. So, at the end of the day, it's, where is it gonna go? So we just wanna get this ball started, because relative to the contract and the agreement, which is on paper, we may not, it may not work out, it may work out, we don't know that, but we just don't wanna get to day, we don't wanna get to the end date and all of a sudden, come up with a plan. We wanna basically just start moving ahead, trying to look ahead.
Right, so I'm sorry.
Wait,
did-
you here
did
for the
need
budget
something?
meeting?
It's about a possible drunk driver, and I didn't have cell service.
Oh, for the police.
Oh, the police.
We'd have to call
Hold
the
on.
sheriff's department.
The sheriff, the county sheriff.
I don't have cell service. Okay. I have the plate number.
Do you want me to
Welcome to Madison.
take?
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Linda.
Linda, thank you.
I'm so sorry.
No,
No, no,
Linda,
no,
no, this
you
is
need
good,
the
it's
police,
a good thing,
that's- yeah.
that's important.
It's really all over the
I
place.
promise not to do much while you're gone, Linda.
Yeah.
So anyway, and the other part of this, we're thinking is that okay if we start a reserve fund?
Yeah.
It's not it's aimed at potential purchase of the asset. However, what we've seen in town, the next thing you know, we show up and there's a generator. And then there's a generator over there. And there are, for example, so there are possibly opportunities going forward that the town may decide that they need to make capital improvements relative to energy. And so our view would be, well, if it doesn't go to the PV array,
Go to other
it could
ones.
go to some other project that
Right.
everybody feels the
Good
need
enough.
for, or that may be beneficial.
The only thing I would ask for is kind of a cost breakdown. So the town, assuming based on the contract now, would be, say, $90,000. If we're looking at a 25-year life on the panels, so,
25 to 40. yeah.
so could we recover that $90,000 over 15 years?
Right.
You know,
And we
what's,
Or over the life
We
of
would
what
have
over
to
the
have-
life
we
of
would have to
what
put
it
that
is.
information
So-
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So I think what Joe is saying is there's a lot of analysis and a
Yeah.
lot of data. We're a budget committee, we run on
yeah,
numbers.
we run on
We run on
spreadsheets.
numbers. So having that, what was the initial cost? Those are some costs, they're gone, we've already expended them.
And quite frankly, we don't actually know that.
Well, we know what we're paying.
Yeah, I
them
know
every
essentially, but we don't own the asset.
month. Right, I understand.
There was
but
no
we-
cost to install the array, right?
No
That was on the company.
No cost
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
town.
Right, but
Yeah.
there is an ongoing monthly payment or
Yeah.
quarterly.
No, it's monthly.
It is a monthly, but they only bill us
They
quarterly
bill
for
us
the 3
quarterly,
months.
but
Oh,
it's
okay.
broken out by month.
It's broken out by month.
So
but, yeah,
we've actually reached out to Clean Energy New Hampshire and other folks to, who might be third party to this, but are involved with solar in the state, and asked them to, give us some direction of what they would present to us as a net present value or spreadsheet relative to how this might break down. But on the other hand, it all depends on what the price of electricity is coming across the wire is gonna be.
Right.
No, I know, I'm
And
thinking.
I think you use
Yeah.
those options, like if
Projections,
the energy costs were this much, if it were this much, if it were this much, and it'll give everybody a good representative.
Right.
This needs to go to the selectmen, they would be the ones to decide whether or not this was something, that the town as a whole would want to purchase in 5 years. The option then is what happens if we opt not to purchase it? How long is that contract good for? Do we need to renew it?
25.
All of that information needs to be put together in a concise paper and document, and then go to the selectmen, because they own the CIP as well. We help work it, but
Okay.
they own it.
Okay.
It used to be the planning board, but now last year when we did the warrant article, the selectmen pretty much own it.
Yeah, and if I can jump in here, actually Noreen and I were part of the first and probably original CIP committee.
Way back when.
Way back when.
Yeah, so we've been there
We've been
and
there.
understand a little bit what
And I
process.
am glad that you're coming now, because 5 years is not a long time
No.
for us to
No,
save
we know.
money to purchase something that would be
We know.
$90,000.
$90,000.
So, but yeah, and if you need any help or you have any questions about what type of information, you can contact us. You know, I mean, Town Hall has my email address and our phone number, and I'd be happy. There is a meeting on October 9th for the CIP. It's at 9:30 in the morning here in this room.
So maybe I'll direct my question to you.
Mhm.
Is it seems as if we should probably come to the selectmen and ask to be appointed, to have an energy committee
Okay.
appointed, for the benefit of making it a little more formal
Yeah.
on what we're doing. We're obviously interested citizens, and
An experience.
we know of one or two others who might be willing to step in with the energy committee. But if we're gonna be contacting clean energy and revision and, you know, doing this
Yeah, it makes it cleaner.
work, it
Right,
makes it
keeps
a
it-
little clearer too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they
Okay.
may not want to appoint a committee, but they can appoint a working group.
Right.
Easily.
Working group.
Right.
Yeah, that way,
Okay.
it's, you,
However,
there's not the standard formalized, like, you have to have them, if it's a committee, you have to have the minutes
Okay, well, that would
and, you know,
be
the
good.
videographer and all
we
that
know
kind
we
of
have to
stuff.
pull
So-
the information
Yeah.
together.
Right,
Okay,
so you may ask
We have
for
a
a
meeting
working
on
group.
Tuesday.
right,
Yeah.
so I'll see if I can get us either on the.
And I can, and if you aren't able to make it, I'll reference it to the board during our meeting, that
Okay.
you're looking to kind of
Well,
reestablish at least a working group.
So what I'll give you is really a draft, a really informal draft of what we're looking at in terms of a warrant article and the timeline of what we would look at as the expense for each of the years, and then also a warrant article for the maintenance, because that would be something that would be an expendable trust that would need to be set up with so much put away each year for
maintenance.
and that sort of thing, right? So this is really, really rough draft. I
Okay.
Yeah.
don't get too excited. It's
No,
just
no.
to give you an idea of repeat what I just sort of.
But I don't think that
explained.
precludes you from going to the town meeting with a
A warrant article.
warrant article, like you,
Yeah,
right?
petition warrant
A
article.
petition, yeah.
This is true. But I think, because we'd like to get on the CIP
Yeah.
with the capital reserve and have an approval of a plan for what goes into it, makes a little bit more sense than if it's a working group.
Absolutely.
I think one of the variables we need to look at as part of this project, I mean, myself included, I installed a solar system in my property, is what is the future starting January 1st, 2026, with the federal tax credits and the support going away for solar alternative energy? You know, what is this business gonna look like 5 years from now? You know, will these companies still even be in business? You know, where's it gonna go? So I think that's a big variable that over the next, especially 5 years.
Get out
When-
the crystal ball.
When
Yeah.
that was originally installed, did they ever give you a cost to purchase it outright then? Or was it always just, we're gonna have it a contract and that's the way?
I'm sure we did. I'd have to go back and look at my data. I've got all the.
Yeah, what was the initial project cost that they,
I
you know,
don't have-
financed or
Yeah,
whatever?
we were really kind of buried in numbers and proposals, and
Yeah,
it was
sure.
a
Yeah.
number of different folks, and,
Yeah.
you know, it got, literally, it was like Excel madness.
But it would be nice to know what,
Yeah, yeah.
what they considered the purchase cost at the time, 5 years ago, would have been, and then what we spent now and what we're going to spend going
Well,
forward.
no capital outlay at the time,
Oh,
you know,
Which is-
and they get the
yeah, that's
benefit
good.
of the depreciation and all of that stuff, so the value of the array goes down over the years, so, you know, we're getting it at a reduced cost.
Can I ask how many panels there are?
182 panels, I
Wow.
think. It's a,
It's
How many KW is
essentially-
this system?
900.
I guess essentially, you know, in zeros and fives, it's like a 50 KW system.
Wow, you're
Yeah.
generating some power there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 49, over the years, about 49% of every watt that the town hall has used has come off the panel.
Nice.
Okay, however, there could be opportunities for more load,
Put more load on the town.
put more load on it, because we've got, Linda, how many meters in town?
Meters.
A lot.
But the garage and the maintenance, the
Yeah.
highway and the maintenance garage, you know, if they were to, or if the town gets electric vehicles or whatever, hybrids or whatever, put it on the town hall, cause it's the first feed.
Mhm.
You ever talk about getting batteries for it?
That could be something we could look into. We have not
I
looked
mean, we
into it.
got
We haven't
we got
been-
generators, but, you know,
We haven't been a committee, so we're
Mhm.
just,
Yeah, so it's,
we're just
So-
interested residents.
so initially it was a 2-year committee, and it sunsetted, correct? And then, but, you know, in the meantime, there's just a lot of us who are involved with energy or have been in, you know, like Noreen and a number, I'm probably the only one of the whole group that doesn't have panels on my roof. But anyway, you know, we've been discussing it, talking about it for years and years, on and off.
But it's a lot of background being manager
Yeah.
at Pine Tree Power, so we have some good expertise.
Yeah, so anyway, it flew and it went and it's working and it hasn't, you know, gone up in flames or whatever.
And we're aging and we're retired and we could use some younger people getting interested in
Yeah.
energy too, so maybe, you know, we'll attract some people out in TV land.
So anyway, selectmen apparently is the next step.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and one thing I would, and I don't know if it'd be included in your packet, but cost of removal when, and what you
Yes.
do with them
Yes.
when the time comes that they've expired, right?
Yeah, if we actually.
If we own, yeah, if we own it and they end up faulting it, say 30 years, what does it look like financially for us to
Solid
remove and get rid of?
Solid waste disposal, yeah.
Is that part of the contract after, I don't know what time frame, 20, 25 years? The contract's over and the town owns the array? Was that ever part?
No,
Okay.
it's not like, you know, you make the last payment,
Yeah.
it's yours.
Yeah.
So-
They usually
That's not the
remove
way-
I didn't know if there was a time frame.
it's a lease.
Right, I say, I know with other leases like that, they come and remove them when
They'll
they,
actually,
yeah.
okay, that's,
They only remove the panels, they don't remove
The structure.
any of the
as you're
structure,
saying.
and the
right,
footers and everything
right,
else.
that all
are in it.
stays, they just remove.
What is that time frame again?
It's 25 years.
25 years is the power purchase agreement.
So
We'll have to bring all of this
So
information.
Yeah,
You're-
that's-
so
You're
from
going down some rabbit holes.
2045, right?
We're just trying to figure out,
and we're
you
5
know,
years in, yeah.
Yeah.
get logistics so that we can start
Yeah, what's the
doing
end of
some of
life
this
look
work.
like when the contract is
So,
over?
but these are gonna
That'd be
be
someone else's
examples of
problem.
questions the selectmen are
Yeah, yeah.
So having
Although
all
don't-
those,
Don't ask them on Tuesday, because we won't be ready.
Well,
won't
no,
be
no,
ready
no, that's fine, I just wanted to make sure that when you bring the proposal,
Right.
you know, if those things are also included, because
Yeah.
I think that
So, I mean, we've, you know, it'd be, oh, well, we're gonna own it, but at the same time, we're really fairly pragmatic and understand that at the end of the day, you know, maybe it's like, you know, no, you own it, we'll just keep the
We'll just keep the
contract going
contract.
and we'll head off in another direction. You know, but it depends what the net present value is at the time and what's going on with energy rates and how it bounces against the present contract. But at the meantime, like you say, 5 years, well, don't even
Comes
talk to me about it, it goes by pretty quick.
It
Very
does,
quick.
it does.
yeah, I'm sure the first 5 has gone by,
Well,
it has, so.
and maybe,
Yeah.
maybe we have to start it in 27 or 28, maybe,
Right.
you
Mhm,
know,
yeah,
there's just, because we haven't seen the CIP. The CIP could say, no, there's no way, you know, we're gonna start this in 26, we have, you know, cost us too much of a blip, or, because you're trying to level your tax rate,
Mm.
Right.
and that's what the CIP is all about, so that's what we're also concerned with that too.
Yeah, I am surprised we didn't do this at the beginning. Like when we, 5 years ago, is automatically put it on the CIP form.
Mm.
Just as a planning,
There were
factor.
too many things happening. There were too many things happening, I mean, you know, from a cost perspective with the town, and
Yeah, I
don't
think, you know,
we
like the
could've
school threw
sold
a
it.
curveball into the thing with, you know,
Yeah, there,
the mold issue and
mold, there
how
were a
all that,
lot
there
of
was a,
things
yeah, I
happening.
do believe you're right, we just
Yeah.
happened, it was like, okay,
we
We're
just
not gonna
couldn't
get
have
out on
come to
the
the
ice.
town at that time.
yeah.
It would have made sense, but, yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
anyway,
Well, thank you for
Yes.
coming and bringing
And
that.
also
Well, thank you.
COVID hit and all those things, so.
Mhm.
I
Right,
mean,
well, there is
If you
that.
look at the picture, we're all wearing masks.
I did
When
see
we were
that.
cutting
Yeah, I
the
saw
ribbon.
that in the picture.
Well, I did the math, 2020, we were smack dab in the
Exactly.
middle of it.
Exactly.
yeah, fortunately,
thank you for
fortunately, it
your
was a good day and it was
attention.
outside.
So, we'll try to get on the agenda for Tuesday, just so that we can discuss where we are and see if a work group makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you past the deadline? Yeah, you're
Yeah,
past the
the
deadline for
deadline.
Tuesday's meeting,
Oh,
so
well,
it might have to
okay.
wait till the
Till,
Tuesday,
yeah,
yeah.
till-
Following week.
Right, 'cause it's, it's
Or following
Thursday,
week,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
Okay.
what day
It's
it is.
Thursday, we're usually meeting Tuesdays.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, so we could get on for
30th.
30th.
Well, at least it's on your,
Yeah, we'll, you want us to pencil you in for the 30th? Will that work for you
the
guys?
30th of September?
September, yes. That's our
Um,
next meeting.
Yeah.
So we'll put you on the agenda for,
September.
You're not like juggling at the fair or anything.
Not probably.
Oh, that's Freiburg Fair week too, isn't it? Or
Not
close to it.
probably.
Yeah.
Thank you, Noreen.
Thank you for
And
your
I'm sorry, I
time.
didn't catch your name.
Thank you.
I'm sorry?
Oh,
Your
Russ
name?
Oh, I'm
Dowd.
sorry, Russ Dowd.
Russ
Dowd,
Dowd,
You.
thank you, Russ.
W,
Keep generating.
four-letter word.
All right, good luck.
We'll see.
thank you.
You can stay for the rest of
You
the
can
meeting.
stay for the rest of the meeting.
No, you don't have to.
You don't have to. You
You don't
wanna
have
go.
We've got enough on our plate.
You know who Bill Lord is?
Yeah.
You know they have a solar array of 142 panels at their place?
Oh, he's like, you know,
He's
yeah,
a
he's
solar
Mr. Solar
farm.
there. He has
Oh,
a farm. Oh,
they,
yeah.
it's zero cost to them, they sell it back to the grid every year.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
It's a huge array.
that's a lot. That's a real lot. I thought my 30 panels was a lot.
I know, I got 22, 24 panels. I thought I had more. All right.
Okay, moving on then. Deb, they had a school board meeting on September 8th,
We
correct?
sure did.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
I am prepared.
okay.
Deb came prepared,
Yay.
ready.
So the 3 projects that were going on this summer were the driveway, the 2 bathrooms upstairs, and the floor. I can tell you the driveway ceiling and that all was on target budget-wise. The floor, which we all know is a warrant article, or maybe we don't, but the warrant article that was approved was for $125,000. The project came in at $128,569. 3,000 of that is for the baseboard, which was not in the original bid. That goes around the
Yeah,
wall
the
of the.
rubberized sort of.
So if you take that into account, it's, it was pretty, 569. And the bathrooms, also with the, floor, we haven't made the last $5,000 payment because if you ever happen to go into the gym, there's the out of bounds, which is all around the wall, is a red color, and on the side closest to the kitchen, you can see the lines of the paint, so it needs another coat of. So they brought the contractor back in. He agreed it needs another coat. So we're just holding that last $5,000
Till it gets
until
done.
that is done, which they probably told me when that was planned for, but I don't remember. And then there is something about the bathrooms are done, they look fabulous. There was one extra urinal apparently in the boys' bathroom that was not in the original. Heather called it the RFD, I don't know what that means, but.
Request for
I
something.
don't know, yeah.
You
Oh.
know, RFP.
Disperse.
So
For
there,
what?
we were one
Dispersal.
urinal
Well, you're real short.
short in terms of what was planned for, so that would have been the only difference in that project. So otherwise, those all turned out very well. We will get our first, like the baseline draft next month of the budget for 26-27.
So that's at the October meeting? You'll get that?
Yes.
Baseline draft at October.
So they've done all the lining, not around it, but you know, the basketball lines and all those, but last time
On
you
the
talked
floor,
about it, they
yes.
hadn't been done yet,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep, it all looks, I actually came before the last meeting, they were doing the ice cream social, and just took a look at the floor before I came here to the last meeting, and, it's all done, yep,
Okay.
except for that one
That
strip,
piece.
that.
I saw pictures of it, it looks good.
It really makes the room look bigger because they also repainted the walls, the lighter beige color, which is the middle of the floor. So I think just because the floor used to be all red and the walls were a little bit darker and had some paintings on them, it just makes the room look bigger and more open.
And lighter,
Oh, good.
nice. Do you know if there will be a draft of the CIP as well as the baseline? Can I request that they at least take a look at that and
I
see?
can.
I don't think it should need a lot of updating from the last time we looked at it, but I don't know. Anything else?
Is there anything you wanna know? That was a long meeting.
Has Heather had any progress? She was looking at a new company to provide, because you have to shift plans anyway. She was looking for new companies to
Yeah, we
bid.
didn't get any update
Okay.
on anything further on that. Yeah, no, it was pretty, we did our walkthrough, so, there was discussion about auditors. I don't know if the town has the same kind of problem, but we have an auditor that we've used, but they were supposed to be going out of business, like retiring. And we did not renew with that auditor, but in talking with other districts in the north and Heather spending a year trying to find another auditor, it's resulted in nothing. So the original auditor had agreed originally to do one more year, so we are gonna
Go with them.
go one more year and hope that we can
In
find
the meantime,
somebody
keep
else.
looking.
Yeah.
Okay. Retaining.
There's some surplus equipment that was supposed to be posted on the website, so if people are interested in some equipment, I don't remember exactly. One is a washer dryer combo, pretty sure, so.
And that's going on the school's
I
website?
believe so. It goes, I think they put it up for 5 days, so that's almost up for bid. And then after that, it's,
Sealed bid, they open them up, figure out who wins.
yeah, and if there's no bids, then it's
Accessed?
free. Come and take it.
Put out in front of the school, free,
Oh, a little
yeah,
sign.
sign, free, like you
Everything
see.
disappears
That is
when
one
you
of the
do
things
that.
Somebody
we did on the
will take it.
walkthrough,
Yeah, yeah.
so there is a little bit of stuff out there.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't think so.
No? All right. Then we will move on to the drawdown review. So before we get into that part of it, Linda, can I make a request for a revenue report starting next month as we go forward?
Sure.
I don't know what they look like even coming out of the towns. when it comes out of the system, I don't know what they look like. Is it broken down by department the same way the drawdown is?
No, I kinda created it, the same as last year, what we had last year.
I don't even remember what we
Oh,
had last year.
yeah, it was the big hits was what I used to give you an
From
idea.
a revenue standpoint?
Like things from the transfer station, from car registrations, any grants we've got, that kind of
I
thing
think
as
that,
well.
to start with, that'll be good. If we have more questions, we can always get refinement. Okay, we are 75% of the way through the year. Alright, and according to the last page on the drawdown, we are at 70.6% expended. Is that right? Am I looking at?
Yes.
Yeah. So, that's good. But there are areas that I have a little bit of concern about. Primarily, some of it deals with the DPW, like if they have enough salt, because I know that we used January, February, and March of this year, we used a lot of that money to buy that stuff, and generally November and December aren't really that heavy, I don't think, with regard to snow, but you never know in New England. Right. You never know, and so I'm a little concerned for them that they have enough money to be able to purchase some of those things and make it through.
We got the contract just the other day for the 25-26 season, and the salt price went up, I wanna say like $6 or $7 a ton. And on an average, DPW uses about 550 tons a year, and they used, like you said, quite a bit at the beginning of the year, so
We did.
it's just like anything with the weather, you gotta deal with it, whatever they give you, so.
Right. Right. But it's up 6 or 7 a ton, huh?
I wanna say it went from like 78 to 84, something like that, I'm just kinda throwing those numbers off my.
500.
Yeah.
That's what,
It's
8% or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just saw that number too.
I don't
Should be
know
on
if
the page
anybody
for
else
highway.
spent the time to go through the 57 pages, but I did. And I am not going to drive you nuts with going page by page to ask Linda the questions about some stuff. I think I will maybe come in, Linda, and sit down if you have time, obviously not tomorrow, but maybe at the beginning part of next week, because I just have questions like why some things are where they are.
Yeah.
And what some things mean. Like Elon Financial Services.
That's the credit card.
Okay, who is account number 6333?
What page are you on?
Well, it starts on page 6.
Well,
That's
so
the
that'll
first
show
one.
up in different places depending on
yeah,
who
all
used
of-
what for the credit card.
Right, but I figured account 6333 is a specific, like, I don't know if that's town hall's card or.
Well, we only have one card for the town. So
Okay.
that's the last 3 digits of our credit card. So, yeah,
It's for everybody.
the memo pulled from somewhere else, but we can find out what that was.
Okay, and then later on, in a bunch of the different areas, it'll say Elon Financial Services, and then it'll say, I gotta find one in particular so I can show you what I'm talking about. It says something like clerk minutes for
Yep.
$24. What does that mean?
That's there's a program that Kate and I use to help us take the minutes,
Right?
and it's $100 a month for the program.
Okay,
And so at the end of the month, she and I say, okay, I had so many minutes and you had so many minutes, and we divide that $100 by that, and we account those each to each department, so.
oh my God.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, because, why are we gonna, it's not fair to have 3 selectmen's meetings and only 1 conservation meeting. It kinda keeps a better track of which department spent which amount of it. Takes us 5 seconds, but I think it's a fair way to divvy it out, instead of charging any one particular department the $100.
There isn't, we couldn't just put it under general government piece, since it's used across the, I mean, I'm just trying to make,
Yeah.
if you guys are happy with
Oh, yeah,
splitting
no,
it out every month.
We're fine, it doesn't take us 2 seconds to figure out what it means.
So I was like, why are we
Yeah.
paying $24.87 for clerk minutes?
So,
It's like,
yeah, so if there were
that
5
makes
sets of
sense.
minutes that month, then each department would have got charged that much per set of minutes.
And what is the S zoning board?
I know, we talked about that, it's always had an S in front of it, and I'm afraid to
And the
change it,
U-
cause I don't know what it would do
What'll
to the,
happen? The U auditors too.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know
you
why. I hesitate to change it.
There's a, on page 10, there's a, and I think I know what this is. There's a double entry under supplies, just under Old Home Week, after Old Home Week. And it says it's for July 1st, both Catherine Young reimbursements. One says donation box for Old Home Week, the other says donation box. I'm presuming she bought 2 donation boxes, that's not just an error, that it's a double entry by mistake. I'm presuming she bought 2 donation boxes, one which was for Old Home Week and one was for whatever else. Conservation Commission. This is under Conservation Commission.
Right, I wanna say you're right, but I can double check it.
Yeah. I just was like, do we have 2 that are exactly the same?
No, I know what
Yeah.
happened. Yes, it looks, for some reason, Kate lost her check. So we redid it. So I don't know if the void took, I'll check.
Okay. I know it's not a lot of money, $37.49,
it should be right.
but
Okay, Kate would be beside herself to know that we think that she's we're talking about.
and then under the emergency management on the next page, 11, under the maintenance, it says generator connection, and it shows all the different generators, but it
Yep.
shows the school. Does the school reimburse us for that?
No, we're in charge of their generator under emergency management.
Okay.
I don't know how it's just always been that way. I don't know why.
Oh, that's where
That's a terrible reasoning that it's always been that way, but we've always been in charge of it. And then maybe there was some form of agreement years ago for us to take care of it, and I don't know how that came about.
At some point too, I would really love to sit down with you and understand, like on page 17, under, I think we're under the emergency, no, are we under fire department or, yeah, we're under fire department.
Mm-hmm.
Under general maintenance, we have the fire department alarm monitoring, they don't have a contracted services line to put that under. It's not really maintenance.
Well, I don't know, that's where the chief's,
Yeah,
or
I mean, I
I'm
know it's probably
assuming-
always been there, cause we probably never had a contracted services. There's a couple
Yeah,
places where I
it's,
think.
yeah, it's not really a contract, we just pay them every year for that. For several, you'll see it's come up in several places, cause the library has one,
Yeah,
town hall.
and then under new equipment, they have diamond blades, but I didn't really think that those were equipment, they were more like supplies, field supplies, as opposed to office supplies. But I see that they don't actually have some of the categories that other places, that other organizations have, and so for standardization purposes, maybe we look at some of those kinds of things to see if it makes sense, cause it'll make sense if you ever wanted to, like, how much do we actually pay for operating supplies versus office supplies?
Yeah, that would be a hard thing to pull out of here, because not every department has an office supplies line.
Right, so that's what I'm saying, maybe they should, there might not be anything in it, but they all should have the same categories.
Yeah, that, I guess, would be
Yeah, that's a selectman
selectman thing
decision,
to
so,
change around.
Jake.
Gotcha.
You listening?
Mental note.
And then she already answered, I had all these questions like, who the heck is Blue Haven Solar? And why
Yeah.
are we paying them $600, $429, $5, $6, that kind of, I forgot all about the fact that we have a solar array. Cause you don't see it
'Cause it's
most of the
way
time,
over
so
there.
it's, yeah. But she answered all those questions and we'll get all of that figured out, I guess. And does the So now I'm on page 20. Does the transfer station have their own PO box?
No.
Okay, so it says, under supplies, on page 20, postmaster, 2025 PO box rental, $100.
I don't know,
I don't know,
I'll check.
yeah. I thought, like, oh, I wonder if they have their own,
No, it may have just gone under supplies and hit the wrong supplies. Where there are so many supplies things.
this is true, there are lots of
I'll
supplies.
check,
Can I
but
go back
I
to
have a
page
feeling
16?
it's.
16, sure.
And 16, third bottom of the page under contracted services.
Mhm.
Charter Communications. Well, internet, $110, $100, $100, $110, $110, and then it says cable, $100, $110. So some of these things have gotten
Oh,
mixed up.
that's
And I-
us, when we just, we write the memos, Kate and I write the memos.
And I thought we were getting cable for nothing in town, in the town hall.
Well, this is the fire department's
Yeah,
line.
you're under fire
Oh.
department.
So why are they?
We're not getting, we get, well,
Why are they paying for cable TV at the fire department?
it's actually, I don't know, is.
She's gonna check on that one.
Yeah, but
to
I'm
see-
pretty sure that they, similar to, the DPW, they occasionally need to keep track of weather and that kind of thing, if there was an emergency or a storm or
That's an
something like that,
expensive
but.
Or a nuclear
Well,
blast,
To
or,
find weather, yeah.
Well,
mean,
I think the $100 is actually just their internet. And then there's,
and then it went up to 110.75.
Okay,
yeah, we did get an increase this year.
if that's the case, then that's okay. It confused me when I saw the categories were screwed up, that's all.
So, and it looks like when it says TV and it's $9.30, that's the same as the receiver fee, so it's just the cable box
Well,
receiver?
then it says TV and receiver down.
Right, 9.30, so
Yeah,
receiver fee, 9.30,
Yeah,
TV receiver, and then
yeah,
TV.
I know what that is.
And then with cable TV was $7.75, it went up to $9.30.
Right, I wanna say that's correct. So the big number is the internet and the small number is the TV.
Is
Yeah.
it
That's
from what
television?
I
And it's
understand.
probably just the rental fee for the box.
Probably,
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. I don't, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Linda, I just, a quick
What
question
page?
on
19.
19. North Conway incinerator service, rubbish removal,
Yep,
$100, looks like pretty regularly, monthly
yep.
or so.
But it's in maintenance.
Yeah, why are we paying North Conway incinerator when we have our own transfer station? Can't we bring the trash
That
bags
is
there?
something I meant to bring up last meeting,
Yeah,
and I numbed it, and it's on my list for this coming meeting, because it's the one at the DPW.
Yeah.
There's a dumpster there. Believe me, I'm on,
can't they just bring it to the transfer
listen,
station?
I'm on board with that as well. So that was gonna be brought up to try to alleviate.
No, I'm not trying nickel and dime them.
No, but it doesn't, I agree, it doesn't make sense. I asked the
The
question.
guys are up there all the time.
Yeah,
just
I
throwing
asked
it
the
back of truck.
question
Yeah.
when I was taken down for Old Home Week, and I saw the dump, because we brought the trash up to the
Yeah,
dumpster.
yeah.
Because our dumpster had been removed and brought back to the transfer station. And I asked that same question, and then I was like, I'll bring it up, and I failed to do so,
Well,
so.
just throw it in the back of
No.
one of the trucks and bring it
Well,
to the
that
dumpster,
was my
So
point,
what you're
because
saying is this is like town hall and, so
So-
this is building
building
rubbish.
building
Building
rubbish
trash.
and
An
DPW
incinerator
rubbish.
company.
So the question I had was, does the
Why-
town hall use it for? And I was told that the cleaners come in on the weekends, and then there's usually a couple bags of trash that need to go,
Yeah,
but they go Monday morning to the dumpster, which could go Monday morning
to
to
the
the
transfer
transfer
to
station.
station.
DPW.
And right,
to-
right,
transfer
and the fact that at any point, if there's an abundance of rubbish and it's not open, we know
have
where
the
the key is,
keys.
right? So yeah, no, I was, that was a question, cause I also didn't know until tonight how much it costs to rent the dumpster, so, yeah, that's on my list of.
Is it cheaper to have them come do it? I mean, I don't know, the process, right? So that there's a dumpster over at the
Mhm.
DPW.
Yes, it's right,
So
right there next to the.
North Conway comes and
comes
empties the
Yeah,
dumpster.
for, I would assume $100,
$100 a pickup or whatever they're
yeah,
charging.
whatever the duration is
And
between
they're
pickups.
charging a rental fee for the dumpster as well?
I don't
I don't see it.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
that's
right,
what-
I don't,
is
I
that in
think,
the
I
price
think
or-
with, I think it's within the price, I think if you have it on reoccurring
Yeah,
reoccurring pickup, they don't charge you for the dumpster, it's in your price of your
Because
rental.
there's 5 or 6 of them here.
Right.
$100 pickup.
Yeah,
Right.
so I
No,
think it's
that's my
probably
question.
once a month.
I just wasn't sure why it was under maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems to make sense to just
I agree.
throw the bags in the back of the town truck and bring it up to the transfer
Yeah,
station.
cause I mean, it's I would assume, and again, I don't wanna speak out of turn, but they
Yeah.
probably travel that direction frequently.
Yeah.
Going to that into town, so,
Yeah.
that was gonna be, that was on
Okay,
my
no,
list of things.
just,
I appreciate you bringing it back up, cause now I will have it fresh in
Note
my
to
mind.
self, right?
Yes.
note to self.
Note to
self.
self.
I usually ask the what if questions like that, yeah. As Linda knows, she's smiling. That's,
Septic, Pitney Bowes. On page 21, down under the town projects, I see a couple things that say ETF, and it's ball field, lawn application, metal container, pad and ramp. Metal container, pad and ramp, $7,000. Do we know what that is?
That,
H.R. Hoyt Construction?
yep, that was the pad at the transfer station.
oh, that.
Underneath the
Yeah,
compact, the new
uh,
compactors.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, they had excavated out where the scrap metal goes.
Mhm.
There's a
was
concrete
that
ramp
in the
in there.
budget? I know what it is,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
guess my question.
No, that's, the intent of that, see how it says ETF in front of it?
Yeah,
That, the intent is to reimburse that from the expendable trust fund.
From the transfer station.
Right, to transfer capital
Income.
projects
Yeah,
one.
okay.
In the town projects, it kinda ends up being a, catch-all until we can
Yeah.
reimburse. So everything that says PFAS on it, I think potentially has the ability to be submitted towards that $66,000 grant that we
Right.
got.
yeah,
And then anything that says ETF is potentially gonna be
take
reimbursed from what
the
that particular ETF, like the ball field one, the lawn application is the ball field, the metal container is the,
The Historical Society.
right, the historical society's in there, so we really don't have a line anywhere particular for that, so we just use that as a catch-all. So
Yep.
with that, when you were talking about your concerns about the amount that we spent, there's quite a bit of money that's gonna get reimbursed back into the budget that's coming from the ETFs
Right.
for a lot of this right there. I mean, that's
$46,000.
$46,000 and we did not, I mean, most all of this is things that should be or could be reimbursed.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe within that revenue report too, is there a way to show me what the expectation is with regard to like pulling things that say PFAS and ETF to say this is expected to be reimbursed?
I could give an estimate on it and sort
Yeah.
of pull, yeah.
Just
'cause-
a close ballpark would be. Just so that we know, like, oh, okay, out of this 46,000, like 38 to 40 of it will get reimbursed. I mean, I'm sure it might be more than that.
I'd like to
38 to
think
40 of that
by the
might
time your next meeting comes around, it might actually have been,
reimbursed.
Reimbursed.
yeah, cause I mean, you gotta do that sooner than later.
Right. What, and then I'm looking down on, on page 22, at the bottom under technology services, what is Crash Plan?
That's our, cloud,
Ah, okay.
$9.99 a
Crash
month, yeah.
Plan. Do we have a replacement plan? Cause I see where we picked up, we got a server replacement and an executive desktop replacement. Do we have a plan in place for technology replacement that goes into the CIP?
No, it hasn't been in the CIP in the past.
Right, but with computer prices so expensive and perhaps, at least looking at what the technology replacement or upgrade plan
Well,
is.
server's probably the most expensive thing that we
Cause you can depreciate them in 3 years.
Yeah.
depreciate them, meaning,
Take the cost that you paid for them and bring it down to zero, so that by 3 years, you can go and buy another one for essentially no cost. You mean, as a tax write-off, you can depreciate office equipment.
We
They're
don't
a
pay taxes.
municipality, they don't pay taxes.
We don't pay taxes.
Don't?
We pay the
I
taxes.
do.
You, a
How are we
business,
getting a
write
free
it off.
server?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's like,
Please.
towns don't really necessarily depreciate equipment.
Okay, yeah.
We do, but
But
just
for-
for our value, not
Yeah,
Just for
for,
the
not
value,
for
yeah, not in
not
terms of
for
tax
tax
purposes.
So one other question for you, that's not the same thing. If I wanted you to give me a report of all the internet payments we've made across all departments, could you do that?
I could do it by vendor.
Like you want them to.
Charter, I'd like to know what everybody pays for charter, whether it's all the same, it's all different.
Um,
I mean,
I think
I
I
see
can-
charter, internet costs here, different costs, so.
Well, and I think some of them are because we joined at different times, you know what I mean, so.
And that should be part of this new contract.
Well, I don't,
Yeah, okay. Yes, it should be.
I don't think it's gonna be though. I think that the selectmen weren't fighting for anything other than, I think I sent that email to you, they weren't
Yeah,
fighting for
and
anything other than what we already
yeah,
had,
I'm,
so.
I'm down, I'm not,
It was at 4.5% versus the
oh yeah,
5%.
that's my reimbursement. That's got nothing to do with my reimbursement, at Mad TV's reimbursement. That's got nothing to do with the town paying charter, charter for internet. And those costs should be in the cable contract.
Oh, probably.
I've been down this road before with other towns.
Page 25.
So anyway, I'm sorry,
Oh,
anyway.
that's okay.
So if you would give me just some sort of a summary of, not a summary, but a detail of every line item for every internet charge or every charter communications charge, that I would like to see, and then I will look at it.
Sure.
Thank you. I'm sorry, now,
Yeah, no worries. On page 25, under sand, it says Alta Equipment Company, screener.
Mhm.
It's a rental to screen the sand for the DPW.
But shouldn't that come out of then rentals or equipment or something as opposed to sand? I thought that
Well-
line was showing the cost of when we had to purchase
Well,
sand.
we don't purchase sand anymore because we have a 50-year pile back
Well, there's
there
a
that we
pile
never
there,
have to
yeah.
buy sand again, so
It
all
just
we have
comes
to pay
out
for
of
is the
that.
screener to screen the sand that
The
we already have.
DPW, cleans it themselves, they use the
Yeah.
loader and screener to get
That
the stones out.
big pile we got out of back
Yeah,
here,
yeah. So this is just rental for that screener?
Screener, right.
$5,700 to rent a screener?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a-
a $150,000 machine.
Big,
Yeah.
big thing.
It's a big one that will take, I don't know, probably a couple yards at a time. It's a
Yeah.
big, like industrial size.
And it might,
screener.
I wanna say that was like
Probably a month,
a
yeah.
month worth, yeah.
But it seems to be a big cost savings because you're not paying to, Burke or somebody else for sand and hauling it.
Right.
No, I
It's a lot
understand
cheaper
that.
to do
It's-
it on site here.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to wrap my head around the fact that we've got equipment in a sand line, and from an accounting
Well, then I think you would at that
standpoint-
point get rid of the sand line because
Right,
there's
if we're
no,
not buying sand, or, I mean, just inactivate it
right.
and put that screener somewhere
Under
else.
equipment rental or something.
Right.
Yeah,
It is technically the cost of the sand, I guess, too.
yeah. It is, yeah.
But I get
But we
it,
don't
yeah.
have any cost for sand.
Well, that would be your cost of this, to manufacture
The labor
sand,
and the
right,
screen.
and the screen, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess,
And
Yeah,
the
but
loader,
that's
to run the loader.
Again, I think that's a discussion for probably another day with regard to like how we categorize things. And I do recognize that anytime we change how we categorize something, it kind of screws up your historical values
yeah.
when you're trying to pull stuff for
Tenure.
budgeting purposes.
oops, sorry, no,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Did we have to replace a windshield on the 2019 International?
Yes,
Grant
but that was
State Flag.
that was a wait, where are you?
sorry, page 26, under vehicle repair, first line in January.
Oh, yes,
Back
that, yeah, it was,
January. Yeah,
yes,
back in
in
January.
January, yeah.
8 months ago.
What does EWR 150E?
That's the, Volvo,
Yeah,
the,
Volvo loader,
no, the
excavator,
excavator.
the wheeled excavator.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. $3,500 for,
I don't remember.
I
off the top
remember
of my head.
Dave, I think Dave Swift or Josh said, I thought they were fixing the,
I wanna say it was the head.
the head, the mowing head or something for the, they needed blades or parts or something
Yeah,
for it,
I
yeah.
don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I remember we looked it up one
It's
night.
only 9 months ago.
Ah,
Yeah,
and then it says, if you go down into May, it's on the credit card for $4,100, flatbed dash haul.
Yep, that was, the selectmen approved them to get a new, flatbed for one of the dump trucks. Well, yeah, for one of the trucks. I don't know what you call it.
What does haul mean?
I think it was to get it here too, and the hauling,
Oh,
and the.
H-A-U-L as opposed
Yeah.
to H-A-L-L.
What is, oh.
Because it says H-A-L, I'm like, is it going for town hall or? Okay. And truck number 10 was $9,700, Allied Equipment. It's getting reimbursed out of the ETF, but was that repairs on truck 10 or?
Yes, I don't remember the details though.
truck 10 ABS light, so yeah, the brake system or something. Was that?
No, that was
Okay.
up farther up, that was $1,000. I'm just looking at like the larger, like
The
$9,700, what did we spend that money on?
It was, let's see.
Well, you can't take a truck in for under
Oh,
$3,000,
yeah, especially if
$4,000.
it's
No,
not a
I
truck
don't-
that
yeah.
size.
Yeah, right? Then the next bunch of pages was, well, that whole from 34 all the way to 46 is all just the FICA stuff, so I went way through that one. Clerk minutes, non-equivalent. Oh, underneath the police, and see, I think because the police don't have, they only have a office supplies line, they don't have any other, and they have an equipment line. They don't have a dues or fees line, and they have their 2025 annual membership dues for the New Hampshire Association Chiefs of Police under equipment.
What page you on?
49. And Tessa went to the New Hampshire Boat Safety Course. And the New England State Police Information Net annual membership fee, $100. They're all under equipment. And I haven't decided whether I think bullets are equipment or supplies, I guess it depends on.
What you use them for?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, like you said, I don't think they have a supply line. Oh, they do.
They have
Supplies
office
and
supplies,
ads
but maybe they
and
need like a
office
field
supplies.
supplies line, which would be bullets and
Tasers.
mace and, I mean, handcuffs would be technically equipment, but
Taser ammo.
taser, right. But definitely, they need a dues or fees line, because I really don't think that those membership fees and dues should be in an equipment line. And the next couple of pages were all uniforms and
Salaries.
salaries and overtime and,
Got the taser line.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know why we have a specific taser line, we could just put that in the equipment, right?
Well, they have a contract every year specifically for the maintenance and take care of the tasers.
It's not to buy new tasers, it's to take care of the ones we
Correct,
currently
we
have.
have a contract.
Or replace them.
Yeah.
Do they replace them or do we have to buy them?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the nitty gritty of where things go is more the department head's purview where they go, unless the selectmen tell them to put them someplace
Well, they've got to, and I would sit and talk with them, because they really should put them someplace where then, years from now, if you're trying to pull historical costs for things, that you're getting accurate representation and getting accurate numbers. Like, you know, and if something feels way off, like to me, the membership in an equipment line feels way off.
Well, yeah.
Wages, blah, blah, blah. Solid waste. Oh, and I was looking, I'm on page 55. This is great, this is a good thing. For 8 air conditioners and 6 refrigerators to North Coast Services, we only pay $112 to get rid of those things? That's
Where
awesome.
are you looking?
It's like the second line from the bottom.
It's not to get rid of them, that's just for the
Freon.
Freon.
Oh, to dispose of the
And then once
Freon?
they take the Freon out, we put it in the metal pile.
In
Yeah.
the middle. That's still pretty good. I did some calculation, I'm on page 56, under the zoning board, legal ZBA, just in case, because I know every time we've looked at this, people have had questions. I looked at, and I sat down and calculated the ones that are STRs, that money should be able to come back out of the warrant article, and that's about $5,800, just under $5,800. So 11,000 of that is all due to that cell tower case. And it's probably not done yet, I wouldn't think.
And we've got another cell tower coming up on
We
the
have,
first of October.
yes, we have another application on the 1st of October.
Can we go back to page 55 for a minute?
Maybe.
No, the reason I'm asking, and it's because I don't understand, when we haul up to Berlin landfill, right? You know, Dave Swift is taking the dumpsters up there. Looks like we're paying $72 a ton, right? But then when we go to Portland to Echo, Maine for the plastics and cardboard dumpster, we're paying $120, $130, $140 a ton, twice the price to get rid of the cardboard and plastic. Would it be cheaper to bring it up to Berlin and only
They
pay?
don't, I don't know if they
They won't
take
take
it.
They won't take it, that's why I'm asking, I'm
Yeah.
just, okay, all right.
Well, if you also notice that, the last time we went to Eco Maine was April. Cause a lot of that stuff now, they're taking down
To recycle,
to a recycling plant, Harding,
Oh, there's a different place they're using, okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
I
so-
didn't know, that's why I'm
Right. Just
asking.
getting paid
yeah,
for that, right?
and we're actually making money off of that. We're
Okay.
getting well over $1,000 a month check
Sweet.
from
Oh,
them.
that's a good deal. No, it just seemed, $140 a ton to get rid of the
Plastics.
cardboard and plastics that we separate out, when it's only $72 for, general.
75, it went up,
$75 for general
To get-
disposal,
yeah.
the regular trash.
Municipal waste.
Municipal waste.
Then, Dave, John, and Josh keep a really good eye on what the best way, most fiscally responsible way is to get rid of whatever we have.
I didn't
for
realize it was so
debris.
expensive just to get rid of the cardboard and plastic, it's,
They're not, we don't make any money on those
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, we don't,
For a little
yeah.
while, for a few years ago, we were making
Yeah.
some money off the cardboard.
well, that answers
Okay.
that.
That answers all of that. Does anybody have any other questions about anything on here? No? Okay, then we will move on. Thank you, Linda, for the answers. Thank you for this. I know it's probably a pain, it's a lot of paper. But I think it helps us understand where the town is spending money, where things are, not very expensive. Something like I looked at the swim coach, I'm like, why are we paying insurance for that person? But then I looked at how much it really, when you look at how much we paid her, how much the insurance was, and how much the certification through the Red Cross was, when you added it all up, it was like, well, that's relatively inexpensive. And probably the goodwill that we get with saying to her, will have her come back and do it again.
Oh, I think that's the intention, yeah.
Yeah, so. Budget guidance development, this is still on here. Do we have any additional, I think we talked a little bit about some of the things. We do want to start to go back, once we start to get any of the budgets, go back and talk with the selectmen discuss the health insurance, discuss holding the line on costs as best that we can. I mean, again, we've previously said that to continue to escalate our town operating costs, if you will, to run the town by 5 to 8% is unsustainable. At some point, we're not gonna be able to bring in the revenue to be able to do that. You know, it's just, and I know there are some things like you need sand, you need
salt.
you need salt.
Right.
So
But
where
it would be,
where is it that some of these costs can be controlled?
Mhm.
I'm hoping that through the use and proliferation of the CIP, planning things farther out and being able
that's
to put
gonna
it
help a lot.
that it will help stabilize things a
Right.
bit.
You won't have to see a large jump for a line item
Right.
hadn't planned on.
And I know there are things you can't plan on, but
Mhm.
there are things you can just at least take a wild ass guess at it
Sure.
and figure out, we're going to have to replace, like I said earlier, you're gonna have to replace all the computers at some point, right? Some 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, 3 years, with the way technology is evolving and moving. It could be 2 years that you wanna replace
Right.
computers, because they won't have enough memory to sustain the programs, or be able to connect to the cloud or whatever it is, if it's an older computer. So,
We do have a rotation for them, it's a 3-year rotation generally.
3-year rotation, so, so then, what happened with that desktop? Was that part of the rotation? Oh, okay,
Actually, it's supposed to be 2 computers this year, it's supposed to be mine and Kate's, but mine died last December. So we replaced it last December, so it wasn't in there this year.
yeah, we didn't see it.
So I know from the school standpoint, I was asked at the board meeting this Monday whether there was any guidance from this group yet for them.
For the most part.
Your plan is just to wait till you get at least a baseline budget?
Yeah, be able to
Before
take a
you-
look at it. I mean, I know some of the things,
I
especially
did
with this-
mention like at least the flat line budget is something you're hoping can be the top.
well, we're always hoping for a decrease
Yes,
in the
that's
budget, but
But
Like,
yeah,
is that
like a
a
realistic?
non-increase would be,
Yeah.
A non-increase. And I think we previously talked about that we were looking for the health insurance costs to be standardized across the board. So that, like, you don't have one class of employees paying 5%, another class paying 11%, one class paying nothing, that kind of thing. That needs to even out. It needs to even out.
Can we go over the health insurance quick, just for Linda? Sharon knows, I started researching 2026 healthcare costs already, and all of the Kaiser foundations, and these foundations are predicting about an 8 to an 8.5% increase on health insurance premiums due to the rising costs of prescriptions and just in general the inflation still. So once you get some numbers, Linda, I'll update the spreadsheets that I did for last year.
Yeah.
And to show the employee contributions at 10% or, whatever, 10, 11%, whatever,
The,
we go with.
the Health Trust is having their public hearing, I wanna say it's the 25th of this month, and I'm going down to Concord to
Okay,
that,
Yeah.
and then they expect us to have our numbers somewhere around like, I wanna say October 10th or something like that. We
So a
might
couple
have our
weeks, 2
numbers.
weeks after that kind of deal.
yeah, so we're looking,
Yeah.
probably at, say an 8% increase again this year. And it's gonna impact, private insurance, Medicare, that's gonna go up again like it did last year.
The state average for employee contribution is 14%.
14%.
Actually, the national average for employee contribution is 14%, so whatever we can do as a town and as a school system to get closer to that 14%. And I recognize, it takes a little bit of a hit out of the employee's paycheck, but the town,
I think from the SAU standpoint, what they're hoping is by looking at a new plan that the cost is gonna be less. So even
if the
an
percentage
increase
goes up.
in the percent would actually mean a savings to the employee, then that would be a no-brainer.
And that's what we did last year with the
As long
town.
as coverage is
You know, it was a win-win. Linda and I did a lot of research on it, and by keeping the same company but going with a different plan with higher deductibles and things, I mean, we saved close to $100,000. And the employee cost, you know, didn't go up. And then
It went up.
a little bit.
It didn't go up significantly.
But then the town has the HSA as well as a cushion for any major claims, you know, which, you know, covers their deductible. So it was win-win for everybody. But I'll update the charts again this year, once we get the numbers from Linda. And I have one quick topic, and as you know, I'm on the SLAM Watershed Management Plan. We met yesterday.
Did you really do that to yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
I love to work with Bill Lord.
Oh, no,
and
I
Dave
understand that.
Chapman.
You just had so much on your
Chapman.
plate that you added another thing.
I'm not a key member, I gotta show up.
Okay.
Okay. No, actually, it was very good. We met with FB Engineering, they're two project managers. I don't wanna speak for Bill and Dave, so I'll just do a brief. All of us met, it was a Zoom meeting. It's going well. They're gonna be doing the lake surveys and the watershed plan. Linda got kudos because, and it's working well, the payment system with the billing that the FB is sending in. I guess that it was $5,600, I forget the exact amount. But I guess Linda's processing the payments, and we're getting the money from the state, it seems, right away, right? So it's going well, you know, the whole payment system
The logistics of it all.
is smooth.
Good.
It looks like the project will wrap up by the end of 2027. They're gonna do the water samplings and all that type of thing, and come up with an outreach to the public, you know, on the watershed management best practices, whether it's, you know, septic systems, using fertilizers, anything, you know, that can impact the lake. So SLAM's doing a really good job. Bill and Dave are really on top of it. And this company is so far very good to work with. They're pros, really, really smart people. So it's going well.
Nice. One other piece, going back to the budget guidance development, one other piece of budget guidance that we had suggested last year was that employee pay raises be done not like sporadically during the year, but on a schedule and on a basis. And since we don't vote on a budget until February or March, that those pay raises not start until 1 April, after the budget was voted and approved. Because otherwise you're hoping that you get a budget approved for pay raises you've already committed to.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a bad idea for the town, because now you have what if the budget didn't get approved?
Right.
So I don't know if that was adopted for this budget season going through, for working the budget for this next year. We knew it was impossible for last year, but we had suggested that gets started for this year.
Nothing's been said yet.
Now would probably be the time to talk about that and make sure that if that is in fact the way that the selectmen are going to go, that gets thoroughly communicated to employees and explained and shown how they're not gonna lose anything through this process. Here's how it'll work.
Right, it'll be a yearly evaluation post.
Right.
Or the evaluation, I suppose, could happen pre, but it wouldn't take effect until
Right, you
the
could do
budget
the
passes,
evaluation,
right?
you could agree for what the pay raise would be, and then that number gets budgeted into the
Right.
budget. And it's budget approval contingent.
Right.
So, and then it would start to get paid on 1 April. And if it goes 1 April to, 29 or 30 whatever March, you're still getting a full year of that pay
Right,
rate. It's
right.
just pushed a bit.
It goes just so the budget, make sure the budget's approved for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Department head review schedule. I know that in the minutes it showed that we were gonna have department heads come to the meetings. Look, it's on our sticky. But do we know like which department heads will be at which meeting so that we can plan to?
Yep, so November 4th, we'll have library and rec.
Okay.
November 18th, you're gonna have DPW and fire. I know you didn't necessarily want them on the same night, but those are the only nights that those two are available.
Yep, that's fine.
And then December 2nd is police and me, I guess.
Is police and you.
Yeah.
All the above.
All the above.
Every other,
yeah.
all the other
Police
ones.
and
other
everybody
departments,
else.
yeah.
Police and Linda, cause you,
So many hats.
So that's the plan.
perfect, thank you.
And there's, you know, you gotta keep in mind that I think a lot of those numbers are still gonna be
Tentative,
exactly, cause,
but at least we
Just-
can get an idea and we can maybe
Just-
talk through what they're thinking and get an impression or a suggestion for where they think they're gonna go.
'cause of course I'd like the selectmen to see the numbers before they even, you know, before they come to you, so assuming that would, it'll work, just saying it out loud.
Okay. Okay,
Hey, Linda, in November or so, are you gonna reach out to, that review we did for the charitable contributions organizations last year? You know, we looked at starting point, remember, you had me do the spreadsheet for that?
Yeah,
The people that, you know, get the charitable contribution from the town, are we gonna start that again?
I don't reach
November,
out to
December?
anybody, they reach out to me if they're interested.
They have to do the petition and stuff.
there is a
Okay.
petition in the post office right now for one of them.
Oh, is there, that's what I'm asking, we're gonna have to start thinking about that process
Yeah,
as well.
I
you know.
really, it's not proactive for me, I react to whatever they bring in, I don't go out
Well,
asking people
last
if
year
they
I
want
reached
them.
out to some of them that we hadn't received
from.
complete information from, they hadn't
Sure.
sent in their financials and things.
Well, yeah, they had
Yeah.
started the process, but
Yeah.
I pretty much just wait to hear.
So
from
they
them.
know that they need to do the petitions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they know.
Okay,
They
okay,
know,
all right,
yeah.
just,
And I do have a little, I think I gave it to you last year, the little cheat sheet
The
that I
cheat
give
sheet, that's how I
anybody who
used your
asks
cheat
me
sheet,
that
yeah.
says, this is how it works, and then
yeah,
it's all
no,
up
I
to
just,
them.
I would just wanna be proactive on it as we, you know, get later in the year.
It's really not due till the first Tuesday in February,
Yeah, but
so it's only so you're at their mercy, really.
Okay, anything else? Any comments, any concerns, any suggestions? No? Well, then there being no further business, I will accept a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move.
so moved.
Any second?
Second.
7:20.
All in favor, say
7:21.
aye.
Aye.
Not
Next
30.
meeting is October 21st,
Okay.
right here, 6 P M, right?
I won't be here, Jake
I
will